Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. And I have an 18 by 24 inch canvas that has been pre-primed by Michaels and is still kind of matte, which is why I'm using it just exactly the way it is, because I want it to absorb the colors. And these are my theme colors, and I'm thinking this is going to be sour lemon with some orange crush, probably some jasmine primary element with waterlily prism pour, and some cerulean blue with some of the new Purely Pigment Cyan Aqua. And I'm going to take this and stick it against the back wall of my enclosure. Grab some sour lemon with orange crush. And I think I'm going to augment it with some shiny taffeta. And some Mayan gold. And I'm inclined to give myself some frosted berry, but maybe I ought to wait on that for a second. I'm going to leave this kind of heavy because I may want to spread it again, or I might just want to keep picking up color. Oh, please don't tell me I have another one of those spatulas with a piece of dried paint along the edge. Kind of sounds like it. Still interested in leaving the paint kind of heavy so it doesn't dry before I have a chance to put what I want next to it. I'm probably going to fast forward through a bunch of this once I've told you the colors. Now we'll work on jasmine. And with that jasmine, I'm going to use some pink diamond. And some waterlily. And hopefully I can get to the point where I can mix them together. I think I better wipe that off for right now. I keep a studio rag, if you're not familiar. I see something in there. It needs to come out while I can see it. These tweezers are on my Amazon link. If you shop my Amazon link, you help me out. I'm not sure it's working anymore, but I'd love to know. So if you decide you'd like a pair of those tweezers, I highly recommend them. The ones with the points on them are the best. I'd like these two colors not just to be next to each other, but to mix. So in a moment, after I get enough paint, or feel like there's enough paint spread to my edge, I will continue that. I'm thinking I might want some dancing fuchsia, which is one of the new Purely Pigments also. That might be exactly right, what I want to use. Now, no matter what happens with this, I'm going to be able to use it as a base layer. Let me find that dancing fuchsia. I've got Purely Pigments Magenta. It's probably not a bad start. Let's see where I hid my... There, I found it. It's down below. As long as it's open, we'll have some Oh, I remember this bottle. It's my problem child. Alright, so the Dancing Fuchsia has a little bit of diamonds and pearls primary elements in it. Here goes nothing. Kind of hoping it'll make a nice colored orange. And if it doesn't, I'm going to add some orange. Which I have standing by. Cross your fingers for me. Oh, I like that. I don't mind if I get a little bit in the pink or in the yellow. Turn this right around, all the way around. Might be yet another one of those paintings that requires a frame on the edge. I'm going to keep taking color away and scraping off my blade until I feel like I've got enough to swipe back up through. It's beginning to look like a sky that I just did recently, which is okay with me because it was absolutely gorgeous. Just learning how to use a spatula is basically an art form, I'm pretty sure. So I'm thinking I've got another color that I'd like to use that's a mellow yellow with my Papya and Sunkist pink. Looks like it has something in it. And that I'm dragging a filament. They form along the edge of the blade. If you don't get them off, they will obviously come off in your painting. I need that one little white spot to go away, but it doesn't really seem to want to. Get it this time. Sometimes just slowing down your blade is a big assistance. Now I want to get some more of that paint right off of there and blend it in. And whatever that thing is I see, that's the filament I pulled off my blade. Clever girl. I see something else too. And another one. And another one. Evidently I used a spatula that had black on it. Maybe I should just get rid of that right now before I go any further. Grab another one. I'm thinking a combination of Mayan gold and shiny taffeta. While I still have nice moist paint. I don't mind picking up colors that are different than the color I'm stroking through, because it definitely adds a lot to the composition in my opinion. And I'd like to get to a point where I feel like adding the last two colors. And I don't see any more filaments. That would be good too. I'm loving the layering effect. I'm afraid I'm going to have to do a little more. Dancing fuchsia right there where I had a light spot. I'm going to put up with the lines. I think they're a part of the process. I'm going to try and keep my fingernails out of the painting. Alright, it's time for me to wipe off my blade. And I've learned to check my blade more carefully. I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab, whoa, okay. Well, I know that wasn't water this time, so it had to be art fluid, which is okay to know that I need to shake my bottle. That's the Frostbite. And I'm going to use it with, Frostbite is a Prizm pour. The colors will be listed under the video. Wish I'd used a little more color to go down over the edges. That seems to be working out nicely, but... Okay, this is the Cyan Aqua. I don't know if I'm going to need any more Frostbite. But I definitely want cerulean blue. And I suspect there's a good chance that we're going to make some green. I'm definitely going to have to add some more colors. I guess if I have to leave it heavy, I will. I can always add colors tomorrow. I'm kind of thinking I'd like some black with this. I'd also like to stop seeing things in my paint, but that's probably never going to happen. Because as long as you have threads on the inside of your cap on a screw-on bottle, that's going to be the issue. I'm scraping down so that I have a chance to mix the paint somewhat. But I do like the very multi-layer looking colors. And now I have some idea how much paint I need. I think I'm going to skip that. Might be plenty. I'm hoping. What was I saying? Well, I'll remember when I watch the video back. I was probably saying I'm not going to use any more Frostbite. If I leave a white line, then I won't get any green. But it might be kind of cool to have green. I just don't know that I want it mixed into my cerulean blue and... what did I say that was? Cyan Aqua. Definitely like this color combination. The one thing is there's really no way to measure the amount of paint that you need. You just have to wing it. So I'm sort of glad I started with less. I'm so used to talking, I forget that I'm planning on editing the video and fast forwarding through it. Now I have to choose if I want any more of anything. A little more cyan aqua, I think. I need to pick up some of that paint and attempt to get it a little closer, hopefully without leaning in the painting. Definitely think it'd be easier to fill in that white line tomorrow. I'm really tempted to put some Waterlily into the blue. And I might still do that because it's plenty wet. So let's do it. I'm going to put it on the blade of my spatula with the paint that's already there. So maybe that will be a plan. If I like it enough, I might not stop at one pass. My camera will shut off. I don't know if that'll even show up. I'm pretty sure the cyan aqua and the cerulean blue will probably absorb it. And I'm going to use a Q-tip right now on that spot, although probably spattering a whole lot more spots would be kind of cool. So my plan is to add black, but my plans change, so I should tell you guys I love you. You never know. I could decide it's sublime and perfect just like it is. And I am going to try and stroke. I almost got away with it until my finger got stuck on the edge of my enclosure. Guys, take care of each other, take care of yourselves. I'll see you in a second if I'm coming back, and I will come back at least to tell you what I need to tell you about, which is stuff like I have 33 playlists with 100 videos on them each. I'll see you in a sec. So here I am again, and as much as I love this minimalist piece, I think I'm going to use a little bit of Dancing Fuchsia cell activator. I'm going to put some trees along the top of my mountain, which is blue like the ocean, but it won't be for long. I need some black to do some trees. I'm going to put it in a little silicone lid. I'm going to try and use a palette knife, which seems like it might work really well. Then I'm probably going to use a skewer to put some branches in. In this case, the skewer has a little paintball on it. We'll see how that works. Bring everything down. Drag things up. I like conifers. Just going to waggle them back and forth. Use the wet paint next to it to add a few more trees. They're going to be trees with character. As long as the paint doesn't start to dry out, I can do all kinds of stuff with my little puddles of paint. I want this to be fairly quick and kind of simple. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to fill in the bottom so it looks like the trees recede back over the top. Nothing fancy, just some scraggly trees at the top of a mountain. I've seen trees like this on Sugarloaf when I used to ski in Maine. Okay, there are my trees. I'm going to use my, is it a Vivid Intense? It's yellow-green, it's a Vivid Intense. I'm going to use some Purely Peacock. I think it, perfectly Peacock. It just says Peacock. It's a Prizm pour. I've got a new Prizm pour. Oh, hummingbird wing. I thought it was silver leaf. Maybe we'll do that. So I'm going to use a little hummingbird wing. I've got some wild orchid. And I've got a wet cloth handy in case I mess up. This is wintergreen. And I still want some of that silver leaf. That's ballyhigh, that's not what I had in mind. There's my silver leaf. I'm probably going to put a yellow line down on this white spot. So that's all the paint I'm going to use, and I should show you that right after I get my cell activator out of the way so I don't spill it. My little black tree paint. Grab a fresh spatula. try not to be too fussy. I'm loving how the wild orchid looks in there. I don't mind if I put some texture in. I don't mind if it looks like there's some variation in the paint, because that'll look like dimensionality. At least I hope so. I want to keep plenty of that blue because I love the cerulean blue. I think that's what it was. It's been a few days. I'm not going to worry about the edge of the canvas. Definitely changed it from an ocean to a mountain. I could probably use whatever's left on my spatula. I hope you can see most of that. If I don't finish that white line, I don't want any spatula marks. But I do like what I just did. Not to say I don't want a little bit more wild orchid. And I see a cat hair. My animals sneak into the studio. I guess that one's stuck in the paint forever. Or not. I got it. It came out. Alright, so I'm going to put a little more paint in the residual that I have left. Grab everything out of my dish. I saw another one. Now I thought of that white line along the edge as maybe the sunrise hitting the mountain. And I like what I've got. It's pretty simple still. It's still minimal. I'm thinking I'm going to use the shiny taffeta and hope I have a fairly steady hand. And that, as they say, is that, with the exception of me grabbing a skewer, pulling out the end, making sure there's no white parts. And I see that there's a paint chip in there. I'm basically going to let that... Oh, I've got some white on the edge. Never mind, it's all gone now. Find my tweezers. My cell activator. Because I've got a dry side, I'm going to risk using my finger. And then I need to get a couple more bottles out of the way if I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see all of it. You might have to turn your viewing device of choice. I'm going to grab my phone. I think I'm going to grab some of that paint. Put it right in there where that little weird thing is that I want gone. So I can just distract the eye a little bit. And I will still have to cover my edges because they're not covered. But we've got a nice shimmery piece. I love you guys. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Please give me a thumbs up. When you watch my videos all the way through, you tell the YouTube algorithm that you appreciate my channel and to promote me. Knock on wood. My paint pouring recipe is below. Show more. My email address is easpb in the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com if you'd like to contact me regarding purchasing an artwork or taking a class with me at the house in Spring Hill, Florida while I'm still doing that. Hint, hint. My Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links are all on the link tree, very close to the promo code for Colourarte products. And the Pixel Paint Designs 10% off coupon code as well. My Amazon link is also on the link tree, and my 2 books are there, Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities. I have playlists, many playlists, organized by topic and genre. Also, there are 33 of them with 100 videos on them each. I want to thank my contributors who make donations through PayPal and Patreon. You keep me in art supplies so I can continue to bring videos to you and everyone like you. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all my members because they're keeping my channel alive. And I appreciate you guys very much. Look for Spring underneath the video, or The Gallerist, or Society 6, or even Pixels.com Fine Art America. You can have everything that I create added to any one of those places on the merchandise they sell, and you help me out a little bit as it goes along. I give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, and I do sell my artwork, so feel free to leave me a comment or a question. Questions are encouraged. My community board will show you tomorrow's video at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. You inspire me always. Bye for now. Priscilla out. This is Minimal, by the way. See you anon.